All right, so here's an example that'll maybe help you out with that rounding question that you had about because I know if I understand your question correctly, you're a little bit confused about once you, say for example, do this division problem, like how much do you round and all that. So let me show you how you can use just a regular old calculator. I've got like the most basic one, that just comes with my computer. And you can actually use that to kind of help you out, to keep you from having to do all that rounding with the simple interest formula. So let me show you how that works. So you need to do your order of operations. You remember the good old from when you were like in elementary school, that please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Okay, so you need to do what's inside of parentheses first. So what's inside of those parentheses right there. So I am going to use my basic calculator. And I'm going to type in 1 plus 0.05 divided by 4. And I'm going to hit enter. So that there is the answer to what just happened there inside of the parentheses. Okay, so please excuse. So we took care of the parentheses. Excuse in order of operations stands for exponents. So now that we've got this answer of 1.0125, then we're going to apply the exponent next, that number out there to the side. So you know from the formula that you're going to multiply that 4 times 6. So what this is really asking me to do is take that 1.0125 and raise it to the 24th power. So on just like a basic calculator, if you've got a scientific calculator, the way that you might raise this to the exponent is that you might have a button that looks like this, kind of like a little arrow. It's called a caret. So you would type 1.0125 and that little caret button to the 24th. My calculator, though, has a little button right there, which is telling me to raise something to a power. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm not going to delete my answer or anything that I got in the previous step. I am just going to leave it there on the screen, and then I am going to click the X to the Y, that button, and then I'm going to raise it to the 24th, and I'm going to hit enter. So now I don't have to worry about rounding because the calculator is keeping track of the answer for me. So far, remember what I've done. I found my answer inside of my parentheses. Then I took that answer and I raised it to the 24th power. So now the last step is simply for me to take the answer that I've gotten and multiply it by 1,500. So I'm just going to type in times 1,500, hit enter. And as you can see, my answer that the calculator gave me, if I'm rounding to the nearest 10th or 100th, because we're talking about money, that 02 would raise up because the number next to it is bigger than 5. So my answer rounds to the same answer that they got. So hopefully maybe using that order of operations can help you to avoid having to decide, like once you get an answer here, I get that's confusing trying to figure out how to round. But if you just use your calculator and do it in the correct order of operations, you shouldn't have to round.